Okay, imagine this. You're hurtling down a straight, maybe 220 miles per hour. The wind just screaming past, heart absolutely pounding.
Yeah.
You're laser focused on the car just ahead, waiting for that perfect moment, that gap.
hmm
In Formula One right now, it's this intense mix of pure guts and incredible tech.
Absolutely. Courage and computers, basically.
But get ready, because come 2026, that whole experience, it's getting a massive shakeup, a radical transformation, really.
Oh, completely. This isn't just tweaking things around the edges. It feels more like a ground-up revolution for the sport.
Right.
We're talking cars that are lighter, way greener, and specifically engineered for, well, closer, more dramatic racing.
Yeah.
Real wheel-to-wheel stuff.
So that's what we're doing today, a real deep dive into this FIA blueprint for 2026. We want to unpack how the future of F1 is being built, like, right now.
Yeah, what are the nuts and bolts of it?
Exactly. Think of this as your shortcut to understanding one of the biggest shifts happening in global motorsport. So whether you're a diehard fan or just, curious about crazy tech and what humans can do.
You'll want to stick around. There's some big aha moments coming up. Engineering, sustainability, pure racing drama. It's all in there.
And what's really striking is how fundamental it all is. They're not just tinkering, are they? It's like they're reimagining the core of an F1 car.
Totally. Starting right at the heart. The power unit. The engine.
Okay, let's get into that. Since 2014, we've had these 1.6-liter V6 hybrid turbos, right? That iconic sound.
The soundtrack of the modern era.
But for 2026, it's getting, as you said, a radical remix. It really feels like a total rethink.
It is. So the internal combustion engine, the ICE part, that's still there, putting out around 400 kilowatts.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker.
Uh-huh.
It's now sharing the stage, like equally, with a huge electric boost. The MGU-K that recovers energy under braking is jumping up to 350 kilowatts.
Ooh, 350 kilowatts from the K?
Yeah, that's nearly triple the electric power they have today. So you get this clean, perfect 50-50 split between the engine and the electric motor.
Triple the electric punch.
Whoa!
Wow. Does
Right.
does that change how the drivers actually drive the car? The physical demands even?
Oh, it changes everything massively. Drivers can harvest twice as much energy under braking now. So it's not just about having a bigger battery. It fundamentally shifts race strategy.
How so?
Well, imagine a driver maybe, holding back some electric energy on one lap
Right.
to then unleash this like massive surge on the next lap for an attack. Every braking zone becomes this tactical decision point. It's chess at 200 miles per hour.
Okay, so much more strategic thinking involved,
Yeah.
less just pure flat-out speed sometimes?
Precisely. It demands incredible precision and forward planning for the drivers. Skill becomes even more critical.
Fascinating. Now, on the green side of things, the fuel. This sounds really interesting. No more traditional fossil fuel.
Nope. Big change here. A mandate for 100% sustainable drop-in fuels.
Okay, drop-in. What does that mean exactly, and why is that important maybe for, regular cars down the line?
Drop-in basically means you can use it in existing or slightly modified engines without a complete redesign. It's compatible.
Ah.
These fuels, developed with partners like Aramco, are designed to drastically cut emissions, but, crucially, without sacrificing that F1 performance. It lines up perfectly with F1's goal of being net zero carbon by 2030. It's a huge statement.
And it shows a potential path for road cars too, right? Using sustainable fuels without needing totally new engines immediately.
Exactly. And it's not just the type of fuel, it's also the amount.
Right, I heard about that. Less fuel used per race.
Significantly less. They're expecting cars to use only about 70 kilograms per race. That's down from around 100 kilograms today.
70 kilos. That's a big drop.
It really is. It shows F1 is serious about efficiency and leading the way on sustainable tech, not just for racing, but maybe influencing the wider auto world.
Okay, less fossil fuel, less fuel overall. But the big question for many fans, what about the sound? That V6 hybrid whine is so distinctive.
Yeah, this sound.
Yeah.
It's going to change. Without the old MGU-H unit that recovered energy from the turbocharger heat and gave us that high-pitched element, these new engines might actually sound, well, deeper, maybe more of a visceral growl. Some are saying it might be like a V8 rumble mixed with an electric sort of hum or whisper.
Interesting. A different kind of roar then.
Definitely a unique audio experience is coming, perhaps a bit more raw sounding.
Okay, so we've got nimble cars, strategic power, but what about the actual racing,
Oh,
the
yeah.
battles? That's where this MGU-K Override mode comes in, isn't it? Sounds like pure adrenaline.
Oh, yeah, the override mode.
Wait,
This is designed purely for spicing up the overtakes. Pure drama.
how does it work?
So if you're within 1 second of the car ahead, you can hit a button, basically, get this extra surge of electric power. It lets you keep deploying power for longer, up to 337 kilometers per hour, roughly 209 mile per hour.
Wow, so it's like DRS, but different.
Kind of like DRS's more aggressive cousin, maybe. It turns a simple chase into this high-stakes gamble. When do you use it? You save it. It adds another layer to attacking and defending. Calculated aggression.
Sounds absolutely electric. And speaking of competition, the engine suppliers. The whole grid is getting shaken up, isn't it? What does this influx of big names tell us about F1's appeal right now?
It says F1 is still the absolute pinnacle, the ultimate proving ground. Not just for racing glory, but for pushing automotive tech that, yeah, might eventually filter down to the cars we drive.
So who's coming in?
Well, you've got Audi taking over Sauber, becoming a full factory team. You have Red Bull partnering with Ford for their own powertrains. Red Bull Ford powertrain.
Big names.
Huge. And Honda's officially back in, supplying Red Bull and the Racing Bulls team, alongside the existing giants like Mercedes, Ferrari, Renault, though there are whispers about Renault's long-term plans.
And Cadillac. We nearly forgot Cadillac.
Right. Cadillac entering as potentially the 11th team, backed by GM. Rumors are flying about drivers like Perez and Bottas maybe heading there. It just shows massive confidence in these new rules.
It's a manufacturer showdown waiting to happen. More competition, more innovation, hopefully closer racing.
That's the idea. This level of competition just accelerates development, attracts the best engineers. It's a massive boost for the sport.
Okay, so the heart of the beast, the engine, is radically different. But what about the chassis, the car itself? F1 cars have gotten, well, pretty big over the years, almost bulky.
Yeah, they've definitely grown. Bloated, some might say.
But for 2026, the idea is to slim down, right? The nimble car concept.
Exactly. Bring back agility, make them more responsive. So the wheelbase shrinks from 3,600 millimeters down to 300, 400 millimeters.
Okay, shorter.
And narrower, too, down 100 millimeters to 1,900 millimeters wide. And the big one.
Yeah.
Minimum weight drops significantly, down 30 kilos to 768 kilograms.
30 kilos? That's a lot.
It is. It's like taking out a couple of spare tires, maybe more. It'll make the cars feel much more alive, much more demanding for the drivers.
So lighter, shorter, narrower. It sounds like they're trying to bend physics while packing in all this new tech. What does that say about the engineering challenge here? And how does it tie into aerodynamics, especially after, the porpoising issues with the ground effect cars?
It's as F1 engineers love a challenge. And yeah, the aero is being completely rethought. The floor, for example, is getting slimmer, 150 millimeter narrower. That's specifically aimed at reducing that bouncing, that porpoising we saw dominate in 2022.
Okay, so trying to fix that inherent issue.
But the really big aero story is active aerodynamics.
Active aero. Wow, that hasn't been around since the wild days of the 90s. How's it different this time? Is it fair?
Yeah, it's back, but in a much more controlled, standardized way. It's not a free-for-all like back then. We're talking dual mode wings, front and rear.
Dual mode?
Yep. You'll have a standard high downforce mode. They're calling it Z mode. I think zigzag for corners, giving maximum grip. And then you'll have a low drag mode, X mode, for the straights. The wing elements move, open up, and slash frag by a massive amount, they're saying around 55%. That helps achieve those high top speeds, especially with the new power unit balance.
So drivers will actively manage their aero configuration during a lap? That's a huge change.
Huge. It adds another strategic layer. Now, there is a slight catch initially. Overall downforce is actually being reduced compared to today's cars.
Reduced? By how much?
About 15% initially. The original plan was closer to 30%, but simulations suggested that might make the cars too slow, less spectacular, so they dialed it back a bit.
So they might be a bit slower at first.
Yeah, maybe around 2 seconds a lap slower to start with. But honestly, knowing these F1 teams and their aero wizards, I fully expect them to find ways to claw most, if not all, of that back pretty quickly through clever designs. They're masters at finding loopholes and efficiencies.
And the main goal of all this aero stuff, besides the active modes?
The really crucial outcome is significantly less dirty air, that turbulent wake coming off the back of a car.
Ah, the bane of close racing?
Exactly. Less dirty air means the car following behind isn't disrupted as much. It can stay closer, follow more easily through corners, and actually have a chance to attack. It should lead to much tighter racing, that sort of ballet on blades you mentioned, intense, close, skillful battles.
That's what everyone hopes for. And the tires, are they changing too? Slimmer tires, does that mean less grip?
They are getting slimmer. The rims stay at 18 inches. There was talk of 16-inch rims, but the teams pushed back, so 18-inch it is.
Okay.
But the tires themselves will be narrower. Fronts by 25 millimeter, rears by 30 millimeter. That shaves off another maybe 4 or 5 kilos of weight too.
In grip.
Pirelli, the tire supplier, is confident they can maintain good grip levels. It might change the feel for the driver slightly, but the grip should still be there for them to push hard.
Okay, pushing hard brings us to safety. F1's safety record is incredible, and they keep improving. How are they enhancing safety with these new regs, especially while trying to cut weight?
It's all about smarter design and focusing on key areas. For instance, they're introducing a new two-stage front impact structure.
Two-stage? What does that do?
It's designed to prevent the nose cone completely detaching in the first part of a crash, providing better protection for the driver's survival cell behind it. Think of it like a crumple zone within a crumple zone for better energy absorption.
Clever. And around the driver.
Yeah, stronger regulations for the cockpit area and the fuel cell enclosure. Basically, doubling the protection in those really critical zones, but again, using advanced materials and design so it doesn't just pile the weight back on.
And the roll hoop, the bit above the driver's head.
That's getting beefed up too. It'll need to withstand 20G impacts now, up from 16G. Just another layer, ensuring that if the worst happens, the drivers are protected.
Makes sense. Any tech upgrades to help marshals or medical crews if there is an incident?
Yes, actually. They're adding brighter rear warning lights and also new lateral safety lights.
On the sides.
Yeah. These will flash to show the car's ERS status, the electrical system. Green means it's safe to touch. Red means the system might still be live, so hands off. That's really vital info for marshals in a recovery situation with these high-voltage systems.
Ah, that's a really smart, practical safety feature. Seems like continuous refinement.
Exactly. Even things like repositioning the GPS antennas for more accurate tracking. It all builds towards a safer environment, maybe even paving the way for future AI-assisted safety systems down the road. It's evolution in safety tech.
Okay, back to the grid itself. You mentioned the new manufacturers. This is going to be a completely shuffled deck in 2026, isn't it? What are the big storylines we should be watching?
Oh, it's huge. Like you said, Cadillac potentially coming in as an 11th team backed by GM. Reports are linking Perez and Bottas there.
Yeah.
Imagine that lineup for an American team.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Then you have Audi taking over Sauber completely. Red Bull building their own engines with Ford. Honda powering Red Bull and Racing Bulls again. Ferrari supplying Haas and potentially the new team. Mercedes still there. Renault. Though, as I said, questions remain about Renault post-2025 maybe.
It's a massive influx of factory efforts and big automotive names.
It really is. It injects so much potential for unpredictability.
And of course, the biggest driver move in years. Maybe ever.
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari.
Right. That's the ultimate cherry on this chaos Sunday, isn't it? Hamilton in red going up against Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Russell, against all these new manufacturer teams. It just sets the stage for incredible drama and new rivalries.
It really does. How do teams even begin to prepare for such a massive change? They need time to figure these cars out, surely.
Absolutely. The testing schedule is crucial. They'll get 3 preseason tests, 3 days each. And the very first chance to run these new cars, a sort of private shakedown, is actually planned for late January in Barcelona.
So just a few months after the end of the 25 season.
Pretty much. They need every second they can get to understand these complex new machines. It's an enormous engineering task.
And the race calendar itself, staying at 24 races. Any tracks coming or going?
Still planned for 24 rounds, so a packed season. But yeah, a couple of changes. Zandvoort in the Netherlands is expected to drop off after its current deal. And Imola, the Emilia-Romagna GP, its contract is expiring too, so that looks set to disappear for now.
Shame to lose those, but the schedule stays busy. Okay, connecting this all together. These rules aren't completely finalized yet, are they? Things can still change. What's still being debated or refined?
That's a really important point. Nothing's truly set in stone until they hit the track for real. And even now, mid-September 2025, as we record this, tweaks are happening.
Like what?
Well, we mentioned the downforce reduction. Originally, it was going to be 30%, but simulations showed the cars might be just too slow, maybe not great for the show, so they eased it back to 15%. It's a constant balancing act.
Balancing speed and spectacle with the goals of closer racing and safety?
Exactly. The FIA is constantly running simulations, getting feedback from teams, trying to fine-tune it all.
And what about if one engine manufacturer just misses the mark? Is there anything to stop one team running away with it because their engine is way off?
Yeah, they've thought about that. There's a sort of safety net or maybe a lifeline for engine manufacturers lagging behind.
How does that work?
If a power unit supplier is trailing the leading engine by more than 3% in terms of just the internal combustion engine power, the FIA can grant them some concessions, like maybe extra development time or dyno testing.
Ah, okay.
Nicholas Tombasi's at the FIA has been really clear, though this isn't meant to be like artificial balance of performance where they slow down the fast guys. It's more of a fairness mechanism, especially for newcomers like Audi, to help them catch up if they stumble initially. Keep the competition close.
That seems sensible. Make sure everyone can play. Any other potential tweaks?
There's talk about maybe adjusting the energy deployment rules slightly for specific tracks with really long straights, like Monza or Las Vegas, perhaps allowing a bit more flexibility around that 50-50 power split just to suit the track characteristics.
Okay.
And of course, the financial regulations, the budget cap, are always being refined to try and keep spending under control and maintain that level playing field.
So it sounds like there are differing opinions on all this. Not everyone's throwing a party about the 2026 rules.
Well, you always get that with big changes, don't you?
Yes.
The FIA president, Mohammed bin Sulayem, he's obviously very positive, calling it a hugely exciting future. That's the governing body's view.
But the teams,
Some teams, yeah, have expressed concerns. You hear whispers, particularly maybe from teams like Mercedes, who've dominated the hybrid era, that maybe the emphasis on electric power has gone too far, or that certain aspects might hurt their competitiveness. Some have apparently even used phrases like a joke behind the scenes if they
so a bit of push and pull between the rule makers and the competitors.
naturally. It's an ongoing discussion. Everyone wants F1 to be successful, fast, and exciting, but they also want rules that play to their strengths, right?
Right.
So expect more fine-tuning, maybe some small adjustments to power levels or air freedoms over the winter, just to get that balance absolutely right before the lights go out in 2026.
Okay, let's wrap this up. What does this massive overhaul actually mean for us watching, for the sport?
Well, fundamentally, these aren't just small adjustments. It's a genuine reinvention.
Yeah.
Lighter cars should mean sharper handling. It puts more emphasis back on driver skill, maybe less on just having the perfect setup found in the simulator.
More feel, more instinct.
Hopefully. And those electric boosts, the MGU-K Override, the active aero, it turns every lap into this constantly shifting tactical battle. It should reward bold, clever driving.
The strategic element sounds fascinating.
And thinking bigger picture, F1 isn't operating in a vacuum. By mandating 100% sustainable fuels, they're actively pushing technology that could have real-world benefits for road cars. F1 becomes this high-speed lab, demonstrating that performance and sustainability can actually go hand in hand.
Leading the charge towards cleaner speed, as you put it.
Exactly. It's setting a benchmark.
So as 2026 gets closer, wow, the grid might have familiar faces, but the way they race, the sounds, the strategies, it's going to be utterly transformed.
Completely. Will Verstappen adapt quickly? Can Hamilton finally win that elusive title? But in Ferrari red, with this new tech, who thrives, who struggles?
So many questions.
The potential for drama, for surprises, is just immense. It promises to be absolutely captivating from the first race to the last. Formula One isn't just evolving slowly anymore.
No.
It feels like it's exploding into tomorrow. And you, listening right now, you're going to have a front row seat to witness it all unfold.